Aids exploration with automatic mapping and objective markers. Disable the mini-map, the level map, and all objective markers. This setting cannot be changed. No, we're just gonna go for a normal playthrough. But you know. Battle hardened. Progress. Always save auto-saves frequently. Companions can rest more regularly at campfires. Only save at campfires, which can be used less frequently. Also no objective markers. Let's go for normal. I would do this, but I would like to be able to save whenever I get ready to. Not having to worry about that. Pass save on all party members fall in battle. Progress is deleted once all progress. Start again. I may do a run of that in the future. Continue the character creation. Well, we know we're going to be a mage. I'm always a mage. But let's read all the descriptions. Warrior, health points, level 4, energy points, level 1, physical damage bonus, 1% per level. Masters of swords, axes, hammers, and spears, and most handheld weapons, pointed and sharp. Warriors excel at close quarters combat. Their vigorous nature inspires them to fight through the pain they endure on the front lines, and to take more punishment, period. The only thing heavier than the armor they wear could be the strength of the blows they deal to any who dare raise their swords against them. With the proper training, warriors can even become adept with a bow and arrow despite their low agility. Don't ask them to start casting spells for you, however. That's just not going to happen. Well, as long as you bring real. Hunter, health points level 3, energy points level 2. So essentially, more health, balance, more energy. Gotcha. Initiative bonus +1. Also, physical defense, attack speed, I guess, if you want to call it that, initiative, and elemental resistance. Gotcha. The way hunters combine lightning quick agility with combat finesse and light spellcasting, one can easily label them as the most well-rounded threats in battle. With a preference for bows and small blades, they know just where to strike for the most devastating attacks, even if their moderate strength prohibits them from much in the way of brute force. To accompany their second-to-none marksmanship, they conjure simple attack spells, and their charisma inspires quicker action from themselves and teammates. The light armor worn by hunters offers only moderate protection and an acceptable trade-off, also allowing the dexterity to dodge most entirely. On my second playthrough, if I do a second playthrough, I may do a hunter. It seems like the most... how would I put this? Seems like the best choice for starting characters. Okay, mage, health points level 2, energy points level 3, element resistance 1%, 2 levels. On the battlefield of warriors and hunters, no mages whatever, claim to be the strongest combatants. They can absolutely prove themselves the most powerful. Fueled by extraordinary intelligence and wisdom, mages strive in the mystic arts, constantly determined to improve their spellcraft. With the ability to unleash unnatural devastation upon enemies, trained mages can offer a band of combatants the edge and these survive Operencia's biggest threats. Just don't ask them to take minutes to stabilize very long. Yeah, I'm gonna be the squishy mage. Oh, okay. Let's be him, I guess. Let's see. Oh, these actually mean something. Origin. Okay. Do not ask me to pronounce that because I'm going to butcher that. But I'll try it. Bergen Golshia. +5 to strength, +10 to hit points, 10% chance to revive at the end of your turn when you die with 50% of max. That's probably for warriors. Once triggered, it cannot be active for 3 turns. The territory known as Bergen Golshia is so remote, many operations out its very existence. It's every bit as real as Operencia itself, however, in one of the most difficult regions to live in. Floods and blizzards, droughts, earthquakes, and other natural disasters plague Bergen and Gotia, an area so dangerous that only the strong survive. Round Forest, which is probably the one we're going to go for. +5 to intelligence, +10% energy, 10% chance to ignore elemental damage, fire, lightning, or frost. I'm pretty sure that'll probably save me once throughout this whole playthrough. Calling it now. When I'm ready, Tia, the Golden Father first visited Operencia. His initial steps were taken in the secluded woods known as the Round Forest. Ever since, the region had been a place of pilgrimage for every Taltos and Guardians and wizards in the land. Okay, so Garbonzius, or however you pronounce that, it's the name of the wizard with this the goat mask, gold thing. That summoned the wraith. Okay. What was the type of wizard anyways? Those who hail from there live their lives with a greater affinity for learning magic than the other operations. Glass Mountain, +3 agility, +3 vigor. Range hit rating +10. All skill costs are reduced by 10%. At the edge of Operencia lies a great mountain made of glass. An eagle born of magic once circled the mountains, protecting a tree that grew golden apples at its top. When a young adventurer slayed the eagle, the bird's magic blood spilled across the entire foot of the mountains. Ever since, those who have lived in the area are blessed with a greater agility and stronger constitution than most other Operencians. Sea of Operencia, +2 to all attribute points. Additional passive skill slot at level 12. Versatility gives you an extra passive skill slot at level 12. Most Operencia is surrounded by a vast enchanted ocean. Those who grew up regularly braving swim along legendary creatures of these mountain waters are said to have a slight edge over all other Operations. Just about every other aspect of life. Yeah, let's go to Round Forest. Okay. Strength doesn't do anything for us, neither does agility. So we're just gonna put 5 points in intelligence. Does that increase? No. What does that increase? Fire resistance. Energy? 12, and put some into vigor, I guess. And there's more things to read. The stronger combatants may be, the more they make, so it'd be base attack, strength, agility. An agile combatant rise at marking super bow and arrow. Intelligence, magic users of high intelligence can cause the most damage with the spells. Wisdom, a wise magic users able to limit the casting spells while also resisting attacks. Vigor. Vigorous individuals have the most hit points and can take the most damage with the greater. You know what? I'm just gonna forgo all kinds of physical defense. Choose to challenge. Freezing cold. Beginning from the next turn, deal 4 to 5 frost damage to all enemies and increase your initiative by 50% and frost resistance by 30. Huh. Yes, please. Rate of bonfire. Cast Fear on enemy for 3 turns, chance of success 70%. The effect has a 6% chance to stretch an enemy to fight enemies damage to order. Freezing cold and fear. Why not? I mean, one reduces the amount of initiative my enemies have, so less chance of them hitting me. One has a chance to lower the damage by 50%, because you know I'm a mage and I can't take, you know, lots of hits. And we're just gonna be Stardust. King. Might as well, right? Put a space. I wonder if there's any multiplayer elements to this game. Who knows? We're probably gonna only I'm probably only play like 20 more minutes of this and get something to eat because I'm really tired. But I'll definitely continue to play this game tonight. Now we have to wait for the lore lady to talk and the screen to load.
Long ago and far away, a young farmer dreamed. A white stag guiding him to a special place. Every night it returned as he slumbered. The same deer, the same hidden path, the same castle under a lake. His father knew this to be a sign, surely the work of Chodasarvash, a miraculous deer of legend. Reluctantly he urged his son to follow the calling and to never look back. For he was a young farmer no more. The next morning, the young mage admired the sunrise. He set forth on a journey he did not yet understand. His only guide, a vision that made him question his sanity. It would only get stranger from here.
I'm pretty sure I would have butchered that word, that name, completely. It would have not even been a name anymore. But yeah, I like the backstory. Rather nice. I wouldn't say it's kind of personalized, but yeah, let's just leave that at that. The loading screens are a little bit long.
A sense of awe struck the young mage as he approached the sunken castle. He had no explanation for the unnatural sight before him. A pathway led from the forest to the foot of the lake, and then through it. As he passed through the swirling wall of water, his wonder suppressed his fear. Each muddy step drew him closer to his destiny.
Ah yes, go through the door that was parted, that was under the sea, or river. Yeah, it's the lake. Lake of Anna. Our life was so simple until now. But then you had something. I have to wait for my stream to catch up because I can't read it, because I can't change the calibrations of my screen. You had a dream, and the same one again, and the same one again. Every night a white stag. Every night a sunken castle. The time has come to follow that dream, to brace yourself for the total weirdness and the great adventure to come. But yeah, the load screens are probably only long because I'm on a Generation 1 Xbox. Yeah, I don't got no money. And at this point, there's really no point in buying the Xbox One X when the newer console is right around the corner.
Inside the gate sat the figure of a man against a pillar. He appeared unconscious, or worse. The young mage thought him dead. He poked at the body with his flimsy blade, just to be sure.
Ow! Hey, did you just poke me with a sword?
How do I know? I shouldn't have done more than just poke.
You have nothing to fear from me, friend. I'm guessing you even have me to thank for entering this cursed castle in the first place. Well, you're not stealing my reward. I've already had enough taken from me today.
Reward? Of course. You created the path in the lake?
I possessed the magical amulet of Zotmund, and I went through hell to acquire it. The amulet's power opened up the entrance here. Thing is, it's no longer mine. As I entered this forsaken fortress, a wretched old man saw fit to pin me down with an arrow and steal it. And for good measure, he knocked me out with his bow just before he left with the amulet.
The welt on your forehead is remarkable, yet you're basically unharmed. He seemed to take great care not to irrevocably harm you.
Tell that to this irrevocable headache. Help me up, please. I think I'm all right.
Well, good. Then you can tell me what you know about this place.
Happily. I'll explain as we go.
As we go. I wish you well, whoever you are. But I don't need you joining me.
The name is Joska. I don't care what yours is. And I'm not joining you.
Joska.
You are joining me.
That's not how this works.
Oh, just shut up and open that chest. Should be a key in there.
His name is Joska. I'll have to remember that for future endeavors so I don't butcher his
Joska,
name.
are you writing?
So what if I am?
Nothing. It's just... you don't really strike me as the writing type.
You don't really strike me as the writing type either. And it appears that only one of us is right about the other.
Fair enough. So tell me, what do you write about? Your innermost feelings?
Oh, please. It's more about the people, places, and things I encounter throughout my travels. I need something to take my mind off of all of this madness around us.
So you log the madness in your journal?
I have more control of it there. Would you like to read it? I have nothing to hide.
Looking to double the size of your audience, I see.
Ha! I suppose so.
Actually, really like, oh my god, that's a lot of lore. I actually really like the fact that our character has a voice. You don't see that in many games. Do I want to read it all? Do I want to read it all? The three worlds, an upper world, a middle world, and the underworld. It's such basic knowledge. I don't know why I'm even writing it down. Must be really bored. I must be really bored. Let's start with the storybooks tell us. Tell us is known as the middle world. That would be this very land I'm standing on, Operencia. We humans live here, and we tolerate sometimes. To eat all the other mortal creatures around us. Some are just the really annoying ones, mosquitoes, and gnats, and all the creepy crawlies aren't actually from around here. They come from below. This font is so freaking small. And I have a rather big TV in my room. And that below is known simply as the underworld. I can just imagine reading this on a phone or something. That would be kind of hellish. Speaking of hellish, a hellish landscape of general unpleasantness, where all the world's worst souls of the dead retreat to live on. Do you suppose a monster born there, be it a dragon, a succubus, maybe the devil, or dog himself, are actually miserable? If it's all you know as you grow, what is the bar between misery and happiness? I'll ask a succubus if I ever see one, I guess. Finally, there's the upper world, which most of us Operencia simply refer to as the land of the gods. Go figure, it's the land where the gods live. Sometimes our folklore use a little more creativity with its naming. And if we're good down there, our souls will end up there once we die. Where do they find their way to the golden forest, or the silver forest, or the copper forest, or somewhere else entirely? I have no idea. I'd get into who all the gods are, but that would just, I'm sure they exist to even begin with. Do I even believe there's something above us and below us, and that we're stuck in the middle of it? Common sense inclines me not to, but then again, I've been around enough to suspect that not everything out of the ordinary I see in Operencia actually originated here. Fighting a dragon as a young man will do that to you. And that all scares the hell out of me. I'd rather much think in the middle of nothing. Okay. Do I want to read everything? Do I really want to read everything? My name is Joska and I'm a thief. If there are any who read this possibly long after my own death, know right away that I believe in the honest approach. Unless I'm actually stealing from you, in which case I will likely lie to your face. I do feel mighty terrible about it, but once again, I remind you, thief. I lived most of my adult life on the road ever since my otherwise respectable family all but disowned me. It's been a long journey, full of interesting friends, enemies, and friends who became enemies. Funny how it never works the other way around. But as I grow older, I do feel the need to steal my last gold piece and settle down somewhere. Which brings us to King's Valkyr's Reward. As I write this, still nurturing a massive headache from an old man who had the gall to attack me. I fight through each rotting hallway in this god-forsaken place in the hopes that Valkyr of a car accident pays what I'm promised. Once I rescued all of the 9 lovely ladies held captive here, but I'm preparing for a letdown if I don't die first. Items. Amulet of Zoltman. No pesky, impassable body of water is going to stand in my way now. I told myself after going through hell for the Amulet of Zoltman. At least until that old ranger came along. Really, when is he ever going to need to rip the lake in half? He's going to die soon. It is possible the old man respects its history as I do. Does he even know where it comes from? The stories vary, but I like to think it actually does possess the soul of Zoltman. Knight known long ago for his legendary swimming abilities. It is said that his king tasked him with drilling holes into enemy ships as he held his breath for minutes at a time, which of course resulted in the quiet sinking of an entire fleet. Other than that, it's actually quite ugly as amulets go. I'd be more descriptive if I still possessed the damn thing. Lead quest, active quests. Find the first tower. The first 3 maidens await your rescue in the first tower. Okay. So this is a tower thing. Save the captives from the underwater terror. Chapter save. 9 fair maidens from the king's from King Regar's realm have been captured and imprisoned in the sunken castle, so what if requires revealed by his people? This woman isn't. He's offering a handsome reward, which is that's not why you're here anyways. You don't want adventurer, your quest awaits. Anything else? I am not reading all of that. Okay. So this is just if you miss any of the dialogue or accidentally skip it. But yeah, I've been reading things for too long now. Let's not continue doing
there,
that.
See?
Actually continue
A key and some other goods as well. We should equip those.
Robe, sling, iron key, and 29 pieces of gold. Equip characters. Might as well equip the robe. The fine linen robe, possibly stolen from the wardrobe of the noble. We have 2 slings. He already has one. Nothing else. How do I switch towards him? I have no earthly clue. Talents. That's not a rather large skill tree, but I can do that. Wisdom, lightning damage, Arcanist, Scholar. Okay. Blizzard, Lightning Strike, World Power, Striggle, Death's Touch, Firestorm, Elemental Form. Well, if I would have known that, I would have picked this. Well, guess there's nothing I can do about it now. Sorry if you hear my phone vibrating. Nothing I can really do about that. Fear. Passives. Inventory. Big inventory. Combat. That's not. Those are all basic things I don't. Oh, well, never mind. Here it is. It wasn't letting me do that at first. Really enough. But alright. What character is this? We already know about that. Alright. The only thing I can say I don't like.
Why would anyone lock this place up? There's nothing here but water. On the ceiling.
And in the hallways.
What is I was saying? The only thing. Oh. I would say I don't like about this is the single target. Yeah, let me actually finish my thoughts real quick. One thing I can say I don't actually like about this game is the fact that it operates on a grid-based movement system. That is going to annoy me to no end. Yes, the
Anything
frost
worth
spell
stealing?
really did come in handy. My God. I basically just wiped them out.
That's a new one.
First
If the
blood,
legends are
people
true, these were men once,
won a battle.
transformed by the curse that sank this stronghold, condemned to serve King Breck until death.
And I suppose this King Breck wants us dead.
Him, the dragon. Does it matter who, really?
Dragon?
Yeah, that dragon.
Let's find a safe place to rest and we'll talk. Stay quiet for now. We may attract more Zoldyck.
Or worse.
I mean,
Don't look at me. I don't have that key.
we actually do have to go through the water area. Okay. It's also interesting. Oh, well, never mind. I thought this whole area was underwater. But I guess not. I guess it was just the doorway. Sorry, I like to fill in the entire map.
No key, no entry.
TBH. I'm gonna may bug some people. But that's just like I like it. So yeah, this is underwater. Find the key to the first tower. Make sure there's nothing else in there. Right in the base. Okay. Question, does the key break? Yes. Into the first tower. Campfire. Campfires can be used to regenerate characters' health and energy. Manually saving is only available while resting the campfires. Game auto savings. Okay, let me read this on the phone. Game auto saves the key moments during your adventure. Okay, so I might as well save once, TBH, while we're here. I click these two, firewood. And I'm not sure if I'll have enough time to actually complete this first tower, but I'll try my best. Okay, let's actually look at the resting. A piece of firewood is needed to rest and save progress at campfires. Firewood can be gained by picking up or smashing certain wooden objects. Play time 34 minutes. Really? I've been saving playing this game a lot more. But we're not that terribly injured.